Stocks are likely to pull back some more after this week's selling. However, Bitcoin broke to fresh all-time highs, and hopefully you're long, just as we are. Gold is taking advantage of renewed dollar weakness, and we're seeing British pound sterling rally to multi-year highs. All this and more in today's edition of MasterChartsTrading.com market recap for Friday, May 23rd, 2025. As always, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share this video. These actions is what keeps this channel going and help promote the content. If you are a subscriber, stay tuned. We'll be covering various securities, namely market breadth, very important measure of market health. Will be covered in the members only section. Various ETFs, foreign ETFs, large cap stocks, speculative securities, as well as gold and silver related. So stay tuned. Throughout the presentation, I'll be using my proprietary MasterChartsTrading.com price action indicators, which you can see on this chart, this green, blue, red, and yellow lines. Let's get started. We're looking at S&P 500. So I mentioned this gap on multiple occasions, this gap between the 9th of May and the 12th of May. So it's from Friday till Monday. Very nice, big, large, gap, and looks like we are filling this gap now. So a pullback has indeed started. We haven't hit the records, but I guess we're going to fill this gap at the very least. So right now we still have some filling to do, and there's a good chance we're going to continue down, at the very least towards this blue support resistance line, which is at around 5,600. So another maybe a percentage point or so, 2% down at the very least towards the blue support resistance line. Again, you can find out more about these lines. Another gap remains down below here, significantly further, between 22nd and 23rd of April. So if that gets filled, we have another 8 or 9% to go down. I don't obviously know the future, but market hates vacuum, and this is a vacuum, and this is another vacuum. So we will, I guess, just take it one day at a time at this point and see how far down this correction will take place. Again, I don't think we're done with this correction, just based on the shape of this latest candle, it just doesn't look that bullish at all. And then there is this gap down below here. We can look at the weekly chart. Weekly simply means that each candlestick is a week's worth of activity. So we can look, weekly chart shows this gap quite clearly. There's that gap. Daily or the weekly chart doesn't really show the gap down below here. We can see it more on the 4-hour chart. So for 4-hour chart, we need to use a continuous security, and I'm using in this case ticker symbol US 500 from Capital Com. It's a contract for difference, not tradable in the United States, but we can still graph it. So there's that gap from 22nd, 23rd of April. It's still significantly down below, and this is the gap we're filling currently from 9th to 11th of May. So we will, again, just see where we get with this. This is a normal, healthy kind of corrective action. Interestingly enough, you can see that these indicators are truly important, and they are acting as support resistance lines. As today, for example, the 4-hour action landed exactly on this green line. Again, I think the pullback, is quite likely to continue. I think we will at the very least retest this blue line at around 5,300. You can also see it on the daily chart, which is around 5,600. That's the level where the support will come in. We can also look at it from a point of view of moving averages. This is a yellow line. This curvy yellow line is the 200-day exponential moving average, and it comes in right around where the blue line is, but obviously that's not how it's calculated. So, or how my lines are calculated. So yes, definitely strong support around this area. We need to be watching this area around 5,655 for any signs of a bottom. And when or if that happens, obviously we will we will let you know, if you're a subscriber especially. Okay, so let's continue to another security we needed to cover. Here's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we can look at it on a weekly chart. It's a little bit more obvious. This is an all-time high for Bitcoin. And a few weeks ago, namely on 21st of April, I wrote here, new records likely. Yes, indeed, we just hit a new all-time high. How did I know that? Obviously, nobody really knows the future, but my indicators are used to trade with the trend, and so we are trading with the trend. And the latest opportunity to buy, where I bought personally, was on 22nd of April, maybe 21st of April, and it just took off basically to the upside. I bought it around 90,000. We're currently at 108, so yeah, pretty nice gain. I'm still sitting in the position because there is a good chance we're going to continue higher, especially because of the way this pattern unfolded. So very likely this V-shaped pattern is going to be duplicated on the upside. We just don't know exactly when, but most likely it will. So that depth of this pattern is around $33,000, and I think we can easily duplicate this on the upside. So at the very least, target for next few months, like 12 months or so, would be around 140,000. So I am going to hold it, and we'll see again where that lands us in a few months. So again, congratulations if you are long, and we will again continue holding. Okay, let's continue. It's going to be a relatively brief video. So this is dollar currency index, US dollar currency index. It's been really under significant pressure ever since President Trump came to power. Maybe he wanted it this way. I don't know if he can, control the market, but I guess he knows what he's doing. He's a relative, very rich person, so he must know how to play the market. So right now we're seeing, I thought we bottomed out here in April of this year, and we rallied, and looks like we had a very feeble bounce that sort of ended right there around 12th of May, and then never really went any higher. And now we are again closed below this yellow line, and for the past 3 days, and then today we're actually strongly moved lower. So we're very close to fresh 52-week close. And this is happening against multiple other currencies. For example, British pound. Here's British pound. Again, on a daily chart, so British pound just hit fresh multi-year highs. And if you traded it, you could have bought it on multiple occasions here, right around the blue line, and that's a very nice move. If you trade Forex, that's around 500 pips move, I believe, 4.5%, yeah, 550 pips move. So that's a giant move if you trade it. If you trade Forex, then you will know. Anyways, multi-year highs for the British pound. Here it is on the weekly chart also. So that's a high. We haven't seen those prices for the British pound since 2022. and it's likely to continue. Again, very similar pattern to the one that I just showed for Bitcoin. We can kind of see the depth of this pattern. So about 1,200 pips or 10% move. Easily we could duplicate it on the upside. So I think it might break above this previous highs from 2021 and continue further. So we're going to be hitting multi-year highs. Again, we don't know when, but most likely within the next few months, maybe a few months, and that's quite bullish for the British pound, quite bearish for the dollar. Gold is obviously taking advantage of this fact because gold is traded in dollars, gold divided by US dollars. So if the bottom part of this equation, US dollar, is getting weaker, smaller, this currency pair moves higher. So the lower part gets smaller, the top part pulls it higher. So gold is again approaching all-time highs, very close to record highs. In fact, I think this is the highest close for gold. Let me take a look. Actually, yeah, it just closed. It's not the all-time high, but it's an all-time closing high. You can see that it's closed above the previous closes. So definitely bullish for gold. We're long gold. We've been buying various gold miners. I send out various alerts for gold miners. I personally, all right. So yeah, gold miners, GDX, for example. You can also buy pretty much on close above the blue line. You just need these indicators for yourself. And ride this wave higher. So for now, gold is in an uptrend. Dollar resumed its downtrend, seems, and we're most likely going to see new lows for the dollar. So dollar is just not doing great, but at the same time, perhaps that's what they wanted. In the power circles, I obviously don't know. So I think we could easily continue lower, and I already pointed this out. So if we again draw this upside down, possibly upside down cup, so that's about, it's a relatively large number. If we're gonna continue lower, we could collapse towards 2021 lows or even lower. Yeah, that's going to drive inflation. There's just no other way to put it. So a cheap dollar will make gold more expensive. Cheap dollar will also drive inflation in the United States, obviously. Elsewhere, story might be different. So that's the gist of today's discussion. Stay tuned if you are a subscriber. We'll be covering market breadth. We'll be covering various ETFs, various large cap stocks, as well as speculative securities. I will also cover Trump Media and Technology, DJT, ticker symbol DJT, because I think Trump Media and Technology sort of follows the popularity rating of President Trump himself. So I think the popularity has bottomed and it's now starting to rise. So somehow things are not as bad as they seem for the president, even though popularity ratings are in the gutter right now. All right, that's it for this week's recap. Let me know if you have any questions, and stay tuned on how to find me on the internet. So please go to MasterChartsTrading.com, click on sign up. I have two products on one bundle. I have trading indicators and newsletters. So the trading indicators I just showed you, this green, blue, red, and yellow line, you can pretty much trade anything under the sun on pretty much any time frame. Like for example, this is a Bitcoin. We can trade it on, I don't know, 30-second time frame. So for example, if you are trading it on 30-second time frame, you would be selling it short at the red line. And like let's say for example, before, you would be trading it on the upside, you will be trading it this way, up. That's the trading indicators. They're available for tradingview.com. You can buy, you can find out more by going to tradingview.com and opening a free TradingView account. Once you open a free TradingView account, come back to my site, MasterChartsTrading, and then sign up. And I will open the door for you on tradingview.com so that you can see this indicators on your chart. Yes, it's a little convoluted, but that's the only way to do it. If you just want the newsletter, I send out daily alerts and then weekly members only videos. So again, this week we'll be covering quite a bit of various securities, like for example various ETFs, foreign ETFs, large cap stocks, speculative securities, as well as gold and silver related. Of course, the best deal is to get both trading indicators and newsletters. So that is one of the the best deal, and the best deal of the best deal is to get a yearly subscription, which is only $49.95 per month equivalent if you buy a year ahead. You can also buy monthly plans, but they're slightly more expensive. With the yearly subscription, you get 2 free months, 2 months free, or 17% off. All the plans come with free 7-day trial, so you have 7 days to try it. If you don't like it, you can always cancel. That's it for this week's recap. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and have another great trading week. Bye-bye.